Hello, welcome to Maynooth Open Day. My name's Jerry Kearns. I'm the head of the geography department, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about our undergraduate degree and hopefully when we are all able to meet again, you will be at Maynooth studying with us. Here are the topics we're going to cover. We're going to cover what is geography. We'll have a look at what it means to speak about geographical skills. We'll examine some jobs in geography. We'll say a little bit about what geography is like at Maynooth. I'll introduce you to a new BSc that we have developed in biological and geographical sciences. And then we'll go through what first year geography is like. I'll explain how the structure of first year geography is particularly useful if you wish to teach geography. Then we'll go on and talk about second and third year geography, and then we will look at the geography teachers that we have at Maynooth, and finish by talking about the geography community at Maynooth. We think Maynooth is the best place on this island to study geography. We have a very large department. We have a very broad range of topics that we can teach you because of that. And we have some of the best international scholars in geography that the island of Ireland is able to boast. We do think that geography at Maynooth will be a very special experience for you. So, what is geography? Well, the simplest definition of geography is that geography is the study of the Earth as our home. By that we mean, how do we make ourselves at home on Earth? What kind of home have we made for ourselves on Earth? To understand these things, of course, we have to examine both physical and human processes, and in particular we have to look at the interaction between physical and human processes. People now talk about living in a new geological era, the Anthropocene, one in which the human control over environmental processes swamps any other external control. So we are living in a world now that we've made for ourselves, and we should try to understand that. Here are some of the topics that we examine in geography. In physical geography, we look at climatology, geomorphology, hydrology. In environmental studies, we look at climate change, pollution, and environmental hazards such as flooding. In human geography, we look at migration, we look at cities, we look at economic globalization, we look at questions of food supply, we look at urban landscapes and questions of public memory. This is a very wide range of issues for geographers to consider. And in order to examine these issues, we draw upon a wide range of skills, many of which you will find useful after you finish your undergraduate degree and go on to be a citizen and a worker. And these skills include skills relating to mapping, making and using maps, to the use of satellite imagery and remote sensed imagery from drones, etc. Statistical and spatial analysis, and geographic information science, but also skills such as the use of archives, the use of online data sources, and many others besides. So, geography really is a way of learning to be a global citizen. It equips you to understand and respond to the challenges of global citizenship. It helps you to read a newspaper intelligently and critically. It helps you answer the sorts of challenging issues that the modern world is throwing at us. Issues like climate change, issues like globalization, issues like migration, issues like international movement of refugees. Many of these are questions that an informed response requires a grounding both in data sources but also in forms of data analysis. So geography helps you think spatially, to think about the interdependence of events at different places, how what happens here affects what happens there. It helps you to think analytically about how places are special. In other words, how and why are they different, even while they remain connected to others. And throughout your geography degree, you'll be learning skills of explanation, skills of analysis, skills of map making, skills of data analysis, skills of report composition. And these are all communication and visualization skills that are extremely useful in the world of work. The geographer can sit down and write a report that is both literate and numerate. Our students go on to many different jobs. Some of them are environmental consultants. Some of them work as town and regional countryside planners. Some of them work developing regional and national spatial policy. Some of them become geography teachers. Some of them go into government and into NGOs as researchers. Some of them become data analysts working for companies that specialize in geographic information science. And some of them use the skills that they've developed in geography to develop techniques and products of their own that build upon questions of geographic information science. Okay, this is me here, just telling you that the main degree program in geography at Maynooth is through the Arts Entry MH101. Most of the students that come to Maynooth taking MH101 will go on to do a double major degree in which geography is paired with, by their final year, one other subject. But there are other options. You can take everything from all geography in third year to 1/4 geography in third year. You can also take geography as part of a 4-year degree which incorporates a year abroad. The choice is very wide, and virtually any level of geography that would retain your interest, it is possible to facilitate. We also have a new degree that starts this year, in fact. It's a BSc in Biological and Geographical Sciences, and is, of course, pretty much what it says on the tin. It is an attempt to offer a more physical science-based degree to students, and one that builds on the evident synergies between biology, ecology, and physical geography. And, of course, environmental policy and the management of the web of life in which we are situated and upon which we depend. Okay, what is first year like? Well, there are two main ways of doing geography in first year. One is to take either of these two streams. There's a living landscape stream, which has a physical geography course and a human geography course. And there is a global environment stream, which likewise has a physical geography course and a human geography course. The geographical concepts that are introduced in each of these streams are broadly comparable, but the nature of the case studies used are slightly different, with the global environments course taking a more global perspective and the living landscapes course taking a slightly more local perspective. So you can choose either one of these two, or you could do both, in which case half of your first year at Maynooth would be in geography. I'll explain in a minute one of the reasons why you might choose to do both, but of course the main reason you would choose to do both is that you want to do a lot of geography, that you enjoy geography very much, and you'd like to have both a local and a global perspective on geography. Each of these classes is taught in more or less the same way, 2 lectures a week during the semester that the class is taught, and then a skills class. And then on top of that, a number of small group tutorials where, usually in the company of a graduate student, you will talk through the materials that have been covered in the class and extend them in various ways, and see how they apply to current events. I said that there was one big advantage of the way we have structured our first year, and it relates to people who wish to go on to become school teachers in geography. The requirements set by the Teaching Council for teaching geography in schools may change over time, but at present they require that you have a 180 credit undergraduate degree. In other words, three years undergraduate degree in the normal 60 credits a year form. And of these 180 credits accumulated over 3 years, there must be at least 60 passed in geography. And among these 60, there must be at least 15 credits in physical and 15 credits in human. Now, if you were to take both living landscapes and global environments in your first year, you would meet this distribution requirement straight away, so that you would be able, after your first year, to specialise in either physical or human as you chose, without worrying about making sure that you accumulate sufficient credits in both sides for the requirements of teaching. In second and third year, we obviously get more specialised, but by third year, we're teaching you from the very frontiers of research. In other words, instead of drawing upon textbooks, we're introducing you to the research that will eventually change the textbooks. And that's research that in very many cases we're doing ourselves. So that if you follow geography through to third year, you will end up studying alongside the people who are making geography change. So at Maynooth, you'll be taught by lecturers, professors, and so on. And the people that will be teaching you at Maynooth will very likely be the same people that you go to the library or go online to find the latest research by. Having a large geography department with a range of international scholars, we can teach you the very latest science in geography. But you'll also be taught by some of our postgraduate students, particularly in small group settings and in applied settings. And we think that we offer an open and inclusive teaching program with many different ways of learning that will suit many different students' requirements. Geography at Maynooth is a community. It's a friendly and open community. That's one of the things that our students and colleagues say of each other. We are committed to gender equity. We've spent much of the last couple of years examining our way of treating each other to ensure that we are fair and treat people with dignity and respect. And in this regard, we have great pride in having an Athena Swan Bronze Award. We also have a blog. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. We have a staff-student liaison committee where students can raise issues with staff, and we have a geography society that's run by students and produces its own annual magazine, which you can read online through the geography department page. It's called Milieu. So if you have any questions about geography, you can email me, that's my email address there, or you can email the geography department, that email is there too, and the administrators will either answer you directly or will pass your query to somebody who is sufficiently specialist to answer it. But anyway, I do hope that you find geography at Maynooth sufficiently interesting to want to come and join us. And Bye bye.